Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Let's get after it.
Wow, you cannot make this up. Ellen DeGeneres has officially left the United States following the election of Donald Trump and is reportedly never coming back. Something is going on here. Now, she has been open about being kicked out of show business following the reports of her toxic workplace.
Oh yeah, I got kicked out of show business.
She has already moved to Cotswolds, a rural place in south central England, and a fan asked her, "Will we ever see you on a big screen again?" And she was very straightforward. She said, "No. After this Netflix special, this is the last time you're ever gonna see me." So Ellen is done with everything. I mean, they're telling us why, and first it was Eva Longoria, and now it's Ellen. So stay tuned to see who's next.
Only she didn't move over the election. I think she moved out of fear. She moved before the election, but she moved after Elon Musk gave that interview where he said if Trump was elected that he was going to release the P. Diddy and the Epstein client list. I think she moved because she thinks there's a high likelihood that that list is going to be released. And she's been publicly close to Diddy for most of her career. You know she's panicking right now. I think she's correct, though. I think this is the last time we'll see her on the big screen.
In 1996, a man claiming to be a former government employee brought forward this strange and bizarre VHS tape. On this tape, he claimed, was an interview, an interrogation of an alleged extraterrestrial gray alien. This video totally engrossed my life for the past 25 years. And that's why in 2019, I decided to conduct a 5-year comprehensive self-funded investigation to simply find the truth about this bizarre extraterrestrial interview and to hunt down and find the identity of the man who called himself Victor. But what I did not expect was the UFO community to not believe me. The media, who ignored me. Hollywood, that was terrified of me. And the United States government, who did everything they could to destroy me. My name is John Stewart. On Thanksgiving night, I am going to reveal the identity of Victor. And I am going to expose to the entire world what I think is the greatest cover in the biggest secret known to mankind.
Hello, this is Victor. I heard you've been looking for me.
I'm just hearing about this film. It's supposed to come out on Thanksgiving. The editing of the trailer makes it look like a totally homemade project, so I don't know how promising it looks. But here's what the film's creator had to say on X. "All I can say and tell the world is that this is the first documentary that names names, gives dates, gives out secret facility names, gives the code names for the programs in the UAP projects, shows photos, shows people's biography, shows military men's photos. We show the Fusion Monk's photo, and now we have a new leak from the Cold War era who was one of the holders of the alien interview program out of S4, and he will be named. His photo will be shown. This documentary will rock the internet. We shall see."
People don't realize how much knowledge is actually kept secret in the Vatican archives. 85 kilometers of shelf space, 35,000 volumes of catalogs, logging over 1,200 years worth of records. By 2018, it claimed to hold the equivalent of 180 terabytes of data, said to mainly store documents relating to the Pope, internal accounts of the Church, and other significant historic records. But up until 1881, no one but the Pope's inner circle was even allowed inside, so who knows what's really hidden down there. Even today, the secret archive is not accessible to the public, but only to certain scholars and under the most bizarrely specific conditions that you could imagine. First of all, any living pope needs to have been deceased for over 75 years before any documents collected during his time become available. Then, only academics who undergo a very thorough vetting process are allowed access, and also need to request special permission to anything they want to look at that can take months and may not always get granted. And even then, they wouldn't be able to just walk through and browse the archives to find find what may be of interest. No, you need to specifically request the exact documents that you want to look at without ever stepping inside. Can you see how that might be an issue? 85 kilometers of shelf space. That's 2 marathons and would take the average person about 16 hours to fully walk through. Yet, they're required to request exactly the volumes they want to study from this monumental catalog without actually looking through it. And if we don't know certain volumes even exist, there's no way anyone can ask for it. Meaning, there is a lot of text down there that we will never know about. I'm not saying they're hiding secrets of, I don't know, Atlantis or the end of the world in these archives. Also not completely denying that they might be. But 35,000 volumes is an astronomical amount of information, and if they ever did want to keep something a secret, this would be the best place to hide it.
Is there a way to petition the Catholic Church to change one of its rules? We know from their stance on multiple issues in recent years, they are totally willing to change to suit public sentiment. Maybe if there was enough of a public outcry about it, they would at least allow certain sections to be digitized. I highly doubt that would work, but short of dissolving the church and turning its possessions over to the public, I just don't see how anyone will ever get access to any of that information. As far as I see it, it's a crime against humanity. Hey, if you're enjoying this video and you like this type of content, I post a new one just like it every day, Monday through Friday. It'd be awesome if you'd hit that subscribe button and come back tomorrow to join me. Also, don't forget to check out my merch store at www.barry-stepp.com.
Good morning, guys. Wow! Keir Starmer is apparently threatening to give everybody a respect order that has signed the petition. Now, I've just looked up what a respect order is, and I'm going to read it to you. A respect order is meeting a manifesto pledge to crack down on all anti-social behaviour. The new respect order will give the police and local councils the power to ban prospective offenders from town centres drinking in public spots such as high streets and local parks. And it will also stop perpetrators from undertake positive rehabilitation, and failure to comply with the respect order will be a criminal offence. Police will have the ability to immediately arrest anyone who is breaching the respect order. So in other words, he's saying that we're being antisocial by signing a petition. And if we all carry on signing the petition, we can be arrested because it's antisocial. What a load of shit. Honestly, I cannot believe what I am reading.
But it says there, it's also where people have caused misery to local people.
Yeah.
But it's causing misery not locally, nationally. So this is, I think personally, that we should put a petition forward and get it signed by as many people as possible to call a respect order on Keir Starmer.
Yeah.
What's your opinion, girls and boys? Shall we do it? Shall we put the lead up?
There's another section that says a respect order will give police and councils the power to crack down on repeated antisocial behaviour. So in other words, we're not allowed to have a say. What he says goes. We are just got to be little sheep that follow behind him and do as we're told. Well, okay, Starmer, place a respect order on me because I don't see what I've done wrong by signing a petition.
Yeah, and you might as well do it on the other 2 million people because it's just 10,000 short of 2 million now that have signed the petition to get you gone.
I hope there's enough police out there to come and tell us all that we've got a respect order placed on us. So, guys, if you've signed that petition, you may get a knock on the door. What a bloody joke.
Get the petition going.
Oh, look it up and you'll see I'm right. Let's get a respect order on Starmer. See you later. Bye.
I sure wish there was a way to help you guys over there. Now you're being threatened if you sign a petition just saying that you don't agree with the government and what they're doing. How is signing your name on a piece of paper hurting anyone? How is that a crime? This is absolutely ridiculous. I just can't believe it. The UK is turning into a horror show.
So yeah, silly putty and fast food french fries have a lot in common. The antifoaming agent, dimethylpolysiloxane, is a type of silicone used in caulks and sealants and fillers such as breast implants. It's also the key ingredient in silly putty. But did you know it's the same chemical fast food companies use to keep fryer oil from foaming? It's in McDonald's French fries, chicken McNuggets, and their new Fish McBites, and countless other fast foods. Thanks, FDA, for allowing silly putty in our French fries. Seriously, this is getting out of control.
Yet another reason to not eat McDonald's if you didn't have enough reason to not eat there already.
Public education is a scam. Watch this.
Education as a whole, let me explain. So there's a man named J.D. Rockefeller who created the public education system as we know it. Back in the day, there used to be something called the agrarian age, where everybody owned their own business. They owned their own farm. And people would go to school for about an hour or two every week at their local church. That's why they called it Sunday school. You'd go to school and you'd learn how to read and write a couple hours a week. That was all. They did some research to find out how to indoctrinate a nation. The research that they discovered said 12 years. And that's how long it takes for people to normalize everything that's been happening. So they made school 12 years long. They made school 5 days long a week with a bell for recess and a bell for lunch to condition people for factory work. The grading system itself was a communication to your future employers. If you got an A, you'd be a good employee. And if you got an F, you'd be a very bad employee. When asked about the curriculum and what the heck they were going to teach kids for 5 hours a day, 5 days a week, for 12 years of life, because they'd know how to read and write within a couple of years, their answer was, teach them everything about nothing. That's why you graduated with SOHCAHTOA and A squared plus B squared equals C squared and the periodic table, and yet you're not familiar with your own system of government, you're not familiar with how to file your taxes, you're not familiar with basic life skills like conflict resolution, how to implement boundaries, budgeting, all the things that would really help you in life. So, public education.
And this is why everyone who's screaming about the dismantling of the Department of Education needs to stop and think about what they're supporting for a moment. The system needs a complete overhaul. We should be teaching our kids life skills and how to survive in society, not how to survive in the workplace. And personally, I think school should be dialed back to like 20 hours a week or maybe less. Cut out the busy work and just teach them the stuff that's actually important to know.
Are the Nephilim giants real, and do they still walk this earth? My answer is yes, and the way they entered this world might shock you. We learned this in Genesis, that there were fallen angels that came down, took physical form, and mated with human women, creating the Nephilim. So in Genesis chapter 6 verse 2, it says the sons of God. Now the sons of God, in my opinion, were demons. These were fallen angels, and I'll show you at the end. But they saw that the daughters of humans were beautiful, and they married any of them that they chose. The Lord said, "My spirit will not contend with humans forever, for they are mortal, and their days will be numbered 120 years. Now the Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of God went to the daughters of humans and had children by them." And then verse 5 continues to explain how wicked and evil the whole earth got. I mean, I can't even imagine what these things actually looked like. And then he says that he was going to wipe away the whole human race from the earth, and that's when the flood came. And the reason I think that sons of God were fallen angels is because of the way it was used in the Old Testament. Just take a look at Job chapter 1 verse 6. It says, "Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan also came along with them." The other verses use this term in a very similar context, but the real question is, do the Nephilim still exist? And we'll cover that in the next video.
Do you all think the Nephilim still exist? I know that the prevailing theory in most circles is that it's something biblically demonic flying in these UFOs, but that would likely mean the Nephilim, wouldn't it?
Hey, can you do this? I love you. You know how to do that? Okay, what should we do? Go running. Let's go for a run. Do you know how to do... Oh, you are Hawaiian. Can you go like this, like blow a kiss? Yeah. Hand to the face. Ah. Like, yeah. Okay. You're so cute. How tall are you? Oh, running again. Yeah. You love to run. Oh, you're that tall.
Yeah.
I think you are... Oh, yeah, sure. You stay fit by running. That running move gets me every time. Yeah. Rock, paper, scissors? Oh, raise the roof. Yep. Hey. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Oh, you're a little slow, but I beat you. Okay.
Did anyone else notice that she taught that thing a new hand gesture and that it argued with her at the end whenever she tried to cheat at rock, paper, scissors? She said she won and it was shaking its head no. I just wonder how persistent it's trained to be when arguing. I think this is so cool, but it kind of creeps me out too. I just don't know how I feel about it yet. I kind of want one, like I'm ready for the future, but I'll admit I'm a little hesitant about stuff like this.
1492, as Christopher Columbus and his crew ventured into uncharted waters, the vast Atlantic held its breath, concealing secrets that would challenge their understanding of the world. The men aboard the Santa Maria whispered of strange omens. For weeks, they had seen nothing but the endless expanse of ocean, and despair was setting in. But then, on the night of September 17th, the crew observed an unusual phenomenon. A sudden flash of light streaking across the sky, disappearing as swiftly as it appeared. The men, seasoned sailors, exchanged uneasy glances, questioning the nature of this celestial event. Just days later, on September 20th, another sighting occurred. This time, a luminous object traversed the night sky, moving with a purpose and speed unlike any known star or comet. Columbus noted these occurrences in his journal, pondering their significance. Then, on the evening of October 11th, as the expedition neared what would soon be known as the New World, a more startling event transpired. Columbus and his crew witnessed a glowing object emerging from the depths of the ocean, ascending into the night sky before vanishing into the horizon. This unearthly sight left the crew in awe and apprehension, questioning the very nature of the world they were about to discover.
So the evidence would say that even back in Columbus's time, these things likely had bases under the ocean. This must be why NASA stopped exploring the oceans. Maybe they explored enough down there to find things that were meant to be hidden, and maybe they were told to get lost. Maybe they didn't turn their attention to the stars because they're trying to find a way to get us off this planet, but because they were simply told to stay out of the oceans. They wanted to keep the doors open, so they pointed their attention at the stars. And there's really no big organization left that's still trying to map out the unexplored areas of the ocean, is there?
Buckle up. It's time forward. I think they faked the Challenger explosion. Man, I try not to say anything on here for sure, because I don't want my old friends to think I'm crazy, but today I realize that's stupid, and I think they faked the Challenger crash. This is our first subject, Mrs. Judith Resnick. She passed away January 28, 1986, on the Challenger. Holy shit, she's still teaching at Yale. That's a start. Now, I'm gonna show you again. Take a close look at her face. That's the same person, but one is not enough. We need more. Next up, we have Mr. Dick Scobie, a personal favorite of mine. He also passed away on the Challenger crash. Everybody I'm showing in this video died in 1986. Now, before I say anything, do you even think these two look familiar? He has fish eyes. He has fish eyes. The nose wrinkles being uneven. That's not enough. Well, this guy happens to be a CEO of a company called Cows and Trees, and their logo is a rocket crashing, a cow rocket, but now with Mr. Michael here, I want you to look at his crooked front tooth. I have one too. But look at that. Now, this is Michael Smith, a professor at Wisconsin University. He has the same crooked tooth. A better close-up for you. Now, we have 3 doppelgangers with the same birthdays, and the same names, and they look the same. Could that be a coincidence? Most definitely. But I don't think that is. I mean, someone questioned Mrs. Judith Resnick at Yale, and she just skedaddled. See you later. Goodbye. What the... Guys, this is... I can't even think of a reason why they would do this. But that's some good evidence. And I can already hear the comments saying, this is contextual evidence, blah, blah. That, I don't give a look at these people. That is the same person. I don't care. They have the same names, birth dates, it's insane. This has happened one time in the last 99 years besides all 4 people on this rocket. And guess what? Nobody saw them get on board. We saw them getting on a bus to go to the rocket, but nobody saw them get on. So, I don't know. But what the... God. I feel like this is just icing on the cake. Like, this dude left this for us to figure it out. I can't make this up if I tried. This is insane. Let me know what you think. I love you. Yeah.
If this isn't true, it is the biggest coincidence I've ever seen in my entire life. If you wrote this into a movie script, no one would fund it. It would never get made. Everybody would tell you it was too far-fetched. And those aren't the only people who supposedly survived. But this right here is one of the biggest reasons that I question everything that NASA says. I am completely convinced that either there were no astronauts on board when that explosion happened, or the original astronauts were swapped out at the last second, because they clearly all survived. There is just a whole lot of evidence and a whole lot of weak explanations.
Manifestation is physics. So one of my friends on here made a video about quantum physics and it blew my mind. I'm going to show you a short clip.
When we raise our vibration and we change our vibration, obviously people that are not on the same wavelength as us anymore kind of fall off, kind of like dissipate from our lives, kind of like are removed.
Her video made me think of everything totally different. I'm always on here about how the elites are trying to quantum compute us into different timelines and realities through and a few other things. I never made this connection. The way that quantum computers work is that they change the frequency of things through magnetism, messing with the ionosphere and things like that. We each have our own electromagnetic field, and it's created through your heart and your brain interacting with each other because they both produce electricity, and then that interacts with the magnetism that's around you. So when you start thinking differently and saying, I'm going to do this, God is standing with me, and if it's his will, I'm going to be able to do this, and your heart changes because of how you're feeling in your head, you're literally altering this. So I don't think it's far-fetched to say that you could quantum jump into different timelines and realities by changing your mindset, because you're altering your electromagnetic field, which is exactly how they're trying to manipulate our reality. By changing the electromagnetic fields around us, the ionosphere, we can do this. That's why manifesting works. This is for entertainment purposes only, and these are strictly my opinions.
What if this explains the power of prayer? We've all heard the miraculous stories of people forming these prayer circles around a dying loved one. Then suddenly, after intense prayer, they jump to their feet and start dancing around as if they were never sick. I've known some very serious people who swore up and down to have been part of a prayer circle that healed someone that way. Maybe by manifesting better health onto someone via prayer in a prayer circle, we're actually altering their magnetic field in some way, and in some way healing them. That is a crazy one to think about. But guys and gals, I'm going to go ahead and end the video right there. But before we run off, I got a package in the mail, and this one is from YouTube. I would just like to, from the bottom of my heart, thank each and every one of you. I've always dreamed of starting a YouTube channel and getting to the 100,000 subscriber mark, and no matter what happens to this channel from this point forward, I reached my main goal. I got there. Thank you all so much. I've got a silver play button that actually has my name on it. That is so awesome. I can't believe I'm holding this. Thank you all so much. I know that a ton of people have these, and so it's not truly that big of a deal, but to me it is truly a tremendous achievement, knowing the work that I've put into this channel and the time that I've put into it, more than anything. Knowing that those 100,000 subscribers are not just casual viewers, but most of them are regular watchers who interact with me on a regular basis, leaving comments and communicating with me, and keeping me going on days whenever I'm not necessarily feeling 100%. You guys have been absolutely awesome and have been an unexpected surprise. Just the interactions that I've had with my viewers has been an unexpected surprise, something that I did not think that I would get enjoyment from the way that I do whenever I started this journey. So thank you all so much, and I'm going to go ahead and just end the video right there. Don't forget to check out my website if you'd like to order a shirt or a hat or anything like that. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video, and I will see you all in the next one. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I will see you all tomorrow.